Good morning. Reverend Pam Geagan here from the Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley in Camarillo, California. And it's wonderful to be with you again this morning. And this is day 2 of our Ho'oponopono meditation. And let me just tell you just a little bit about Ho'oponopono. It was created by a kahuna, and she was Simone, and her last name was Simona, and she was a Hawaiian royalty. She was the child of one of the sovereigns, the last sovereign of Hawaii, before they changed into that democratic nation or the country that they are. They're part of our country, so of course they're a democratic country. So anyway, Simone created this because she was, at 3 years old, she was what I call a mystic. She knew, she came from that tradition. She was actually from a bloodline of many, what I say, mystics, or many kahunas in her world, and they are the ones that are already connected with all of everything, with all the universes, all the nature, with all the knowledge. And that's what the mystics are. They recognize that we are one with everything. And so she came into life, and she knew that she was supposed to be doing this. And it's a very, very healing meditation. Now, many of you know about, when it comes to Ho'oponopono, many of you think of Dr. Lin. And Dr. Lin was, he created the smaller version. She worked with him very much. Lin Yu, by the way, Dr. Lin Yu. And he created the condensed version with her of Ho'oponopono. Hers was a 14-step. His came down to, please forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you. And you can do those in any way you want to. You can say that, and it's a meditative experience where you go into what I call the 5th dimension. We are living in a 3rd dimensional world here. That is, we are very inundated by the physical. The 4th dimension, I say, is when you connect to the heaven world, and you are in connection with all those that for you and all the wisdom that they brought with you also. The 5th dimension is you even see beyond that. You know, and you are free from anything. It cleanses all of your consciousness and cleanses all of the things from even past lives. Some of us believe in reincarnation. And I want to clarify that reincarnation for me is that the soul remains indestructible, incorruptible throughout all time and eternity. And the job of the soul is to evolve. And one of the reasons that we come to Earth is because it is that emotional planet, and we open our hearts. So when we come on this planet, we learn to open our empty hands, open hearts, and come as beginners so that we can once again understand and deepen who we are and bring everything back to source. And to me, source is pure love. You can call it whatever you want, God, Buddha, Krishna, the thing itself, but it is pure love, and it just says yes. So what only changes that yes and that lack of peace, or that which seems to be missing peace, because it's there waiting for us to open up to it, is our consciousness. So Dr. Hugh Lin, he was a Hawaiian therapist, and he was asked to take over an insane asylum. Literally, that's what they used to call them in Hawaii, a psychiatric hospital. And the people were so unruly that most of them were in their beds. The people who would work there didn't even want to come there. They were so afraid of even being on the premises. And there was actually very little interaction with the people there because of the fear that they had, the workers and the doctors and everybody else. That Dr. Hugh Lin had practiced Ho'oponopono. They had also seen his results with it, and they asked him to come. So he was at the state hospital for 3. Now, what I understood to begin with is that he would go into his office, pick up those files, not even read their files, and every day place his hands on those files with the energy from Ho'oponopono, and he would say those phrases over and over and over again. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And coming from that I am place, knowing that there is only one, and from his source, which is love, to himself, to that connection he had with everybody in that hospital, including the workers and the inmates and everyone else. Now, that was my first understanding. Since then, since I've done more research, he did do that, but he prayed without ceasing every day. He did interact with the patients, walking the halls and observing them, and continually saying those four phrases: I love you, thank you, I forgive you, I forgive everyone, please forgive me, and I am sorry. And what he was being sorry for was all of the karma that he carried, his life karma connected with all their life karma. And he knew that anybody that was in his path was part of his karma to clear. That if they were there with him, then they were in his consciousness too, and all the work began in the consciousness. And it was his job to clear his consciousness and his karma with each and every person in that hospital, whether they were doctors, workers, healthcare facilitators, and especially the patients. Well, he did this unceasingly, not just one time a day. He did it while walking around in his office, and he did it every day for 3 years, whether he was on the premises or not. And within 3 years, everybody that was there, the inmates didn't have to wear chains anymore. They were free to roam. The workers who constantly were sick because they were afraid to come in, they were constantly calling in ill, were looking forward to coming to work, and the whole hospital changed. Now that's a miracle. That's what I consider a miracle. But it's a miracle that you and I can perform within our consciousness. And science of mind, and that is my greatest background, believes that too, that in this oneness, I am is so powerful because everything you say, I am, absolutely goes into source. And when you come with that open, loving heart, then that is where the miracles and the creation of those miracles on earth occur. I believe that, as all of us know, this has been an extraordinarily challenging year on this earth plane. And I think it's everything that is coming up for us to shine its light into that darkness so that we can, in my higher vision, is create that world for that works for everyone. So a kahuna is a Hawaiian who is that one that holds the seekers. They are keeper of the secrets. But that among all of Hawaiians refers to that spiritual teacher and healer. And both of us, all of us, both of us, as I say in separation, all of us are here either to be psychically or energetically not only reunited with source, that love, but to become that love and to become back to source, knowing that God is I am, and that's all there is to it. There's no separation between me and the thing itself. I am that aspect and that light. So when we go into this each day, I want you to imagine that creative energy that is unleashed. And yesterday we sorry, but today we're focusing on please forgive me. And please forgive me. It means that you are judging yourself or you are judging others. Just imagine that creative energy, what power that it can happen when it is unleashed and judgment is released, and within yourself and others. And notice how when we're with others who are judgmental or you are judging yourself, how very drained, and you don't want to be with those others, and you want to be with your own self when you're thinking negative thoughts. The greatest thing you can do is is to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, how can you love anyone else? Because the love within you is that divine source and that divine love. And so since there's only one divine source that resides in and through and as us, we create a barrier between us and source, which is pure love, when we judge, and we decrease our vibrational energy. And I believe that we are already, most of it, already experiencing that fourth dimensional energy, which is that we see the world around us and the oneness in us. And the fifth dimension energy is knowing that you are fully immersed in that energy. And right now, I think that the third and the fourth and the fifth dimensions are all clashing together so that we can just clear and erase all that is keeping us from this beauty. This, when we come here, how can you not be compassionate for others, beauty from others? So how do you discern whose energy is toxic? Well, you can, because you know they're so negative, and it doesn't mean you are less compassionate for those people who are draining to be with. You choose just to set your loving, strong boundaries around yourself, myself, who are negative and appear to have those negative agendas, and either consciously or unconsciously. And for me, it's always about going to the highest and best in myself that supports that vision for relieving and revealing that world that works for everyone. So we're going to start today, and we'll be learning more and more about it. It's so simple, and yet in its simplicity, it is so profound. So we're going to start just by connecting. And I say connect with everything that's all around you. Just surround yourself with that wonderful white light. And we're just going to relax in. We're going to see the crown chakra, that beautiful violet, that royal purple chakra, and take those. I always use them as energy wands, but take the energy wands and just kind of open the royal purple chakra, and that opens the pineal gland along with the third eye, the royal blue, which opens also the pineal gland, that third eye, that intuition that we use so all the time, even when we don't know we're doing it. Take those energy wands, place them on your throat, open that turquoise blue, beautiful throat chakra, and again, open the wonderful heart chakra, emerald. And I always see the that beautiful lotus opening, and I'm always surprised when I watch it opening what's going to be there. And lots of times I see the Krishna, I see the Buddha sitting perfectly, or I see Jesus, I see the saints come in once in a while. But open that lotus within your heart and see what is there waiting for you to connect with it. Then you're going to open your solar plexus right below the heart chakra, that beautiful glowing yellow sun chakra. And then you're going to open the sacral chakra, the wonderful orange sacral chakra. Then you're going to take your hands and open the root chakra right between your legs. And it is the root chakra that helps ground us too and brings us a lot of physical energy. And it's that ruby red. Now you're going to see all those colors combine, and you're going to relax your hips, relax your thighs. Feel it relaxing your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, and your feet. And then feel that energy just coming up and surging all around. And then I invite you to just breathe in with those 3 breaths silently. And my deity, my divinity that I always label the divine God, the one and only power. But your power may be the thing itself. It may be just love. But whatever it is, breathe in on the in-breath 3 times, connecting with all that ever was and all that will ever be, with God is on the in-breath, I am on the out-breath. And breathing in with God is on the in-breath, and out the breath, on the out-breath, I am. One more. As we go in, I'll be repeating the 4 Ho'oponopono connections, but to begin with, we're going to start with just for 10 minutes thinking about this. And it's please forgive me, for forgiveness is the great healer of self and all. So just focus your attention on that wonderful thought. And know as we're in this process, we're divine. We are appealing, connecting with the divine creator of our choice through the divinity that is within each person, who is an aspect and a perfect extension of that divine creator. And in this 10 minutes, as you're saying, please forgive me, and focusing on that, ask yourself, what needs to be revealed in you to be corrected and cleansed and erased from that slate in your mind that's been holding you down with guilt and judgment. What do you need to release and forgive in self? Because it only starts, and it is only about you. It is never about anything out there. It's within you that needs to be cleansed and erased. Those thoughts of judgment that hold you back and create a toxic lifestyle. Those memories are now being cleansed. Bringing all the children home back to source, that beginner's mind, that beginner's slate. Knowing that the Creator who creates its creation by means of you and by me is divinity. And it is the only source that reveals through us our divinity. Our job is to work on ourselves, releasing all others to be free, letting them to discover who they are. And as we continue on our life, knowing that we continually to clean the data of whatever that comes up as troubling us and creates pain within ourselves. We let our consciousness reveal whatever, wherever it takes us, trusting that infinite love, God, Source, is always what resides in us. It is our highest and best. Knowing that this process is working. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Just breathing in, relaxing in, listening to my voice. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me as I address the aspect of all in consciousness that I share with any person, place, or thing that is creating that barrier between me and my good. Please forgive anyone in my experience share a part of that same universal consciousness And so if I am suffering and they are suffering, that is meant that I am part of them and they are part of. And that part of the suffering of that relationship is now healed, revealing its wholeness. I am addressing the aspect of myself and all others as I give love to them and it, any situation. And I am sorry for any distortion in this existence that I share as I cleanse that distortion and shine the light and project love on it, in it, and through it, accepting the infinite's ultimate, unlimited, unconditional love by focusing that quality onto the situation or person. I see it being healed. I am thankful that it's being healed. I am thankful for the infinite healing from divine source of anything less than perfection and wholeness in this. And I start with self, go out to any of those in my existence, knowing that all is well and all is healed. I look beyond family now. I look at friends, where the deepening is always occurring, that sometimes look like it's in the form of something less than love. But it is love, healing, coming up, waiting to be cleared to deepen and create something even greater in family and friendship, community, and the world. My job is to see it in its divine wholeness. Now I end with the entire mantra. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Knowing that those words have so many layers and so much deeper meaning, it's now penetrating my consciousness. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Thank you, knowing that it is done. It is done, it is done, it is done. And like that computer that is being updated in my mind, cleansed and updated. I now know that on all dimensions, those known and unknown, this healing work is being done. I am cleansed. I am revealing the joy and the freedom with zero limits in my life of this wonderful practice. Now we just come back, we hear my voice, coming back, feeling the body in the chair, coming back and wherever you are, hearing the room noise, hearing sounds all around you, and going out feeling blessed and blissed in this day. And I say, Namaste, so it is. Peace out. I love each and every one of you. Have a great, 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 great day. See you tomorrow morning with more information and more of the mantra. Love you. Bye.